There are moments when you feel like life has taken too much from you. The effort, the waiting, the disappointments, they pile up until you start asking, what's the point of trying anymore? If you've ever whispered those words in silence, this message is for you. Because the truth is, your breakthrough often begins the moment you decide not to give up. Today, we'll talk about how to turn your struggles, the pain, the pressure, the endless tests, into the turning point that changes everything. Stay with me, because what feels like an ending might actually be your beginning. When life weighs on you, it's easy to think something's wrong with you. You wake up exhausted, your mind replaying every failure, every rejection, every almost that didn't work out. The world keeps moving, and you start feeling like you're the only one standing still. But feeling drained doesn't make you weak, it makes you real. You've carried too much for too long, and the fact that you're still here means strength is already within you. Sometimes you don't need to push harder, you need to pause with grace. Rest isn't laziness, it's wisdom. It's the body and soul whispering that you can't pour from an empty cup. True discipline isn't about never stopping, it's about knowing when to breathe, realign, and begin again. When you rest, you don't lose progress, you restore the energy that will take you further. So, instead of asking, what's wrong with me, start asking, what do I need right now to heal? That's where resilience begins. Failure is one of life's most misunderstood teachers. You try something, it doesn't work, and suddenly you start questioning your worth instead of your strategy. But failure isn't a verdict, it's a mirror showing what needs to change, not who you are. Every closed door is carrying a message, maybe it's not yet, maybe it's not this way. The setback itself is neutral, your interpretation makes it painful or powerful. You can either keep rehearsing what went wrong or start studying why it happened. When you view failure as feedback, shame loses its grip and curiosity takes over. You begin to ask, what did this teach me about myself? What can I do better next time? That's how maturity grows, not through success, but through the humility to learn. The people who rise the highest aren't those who never fall, they're the ones who use every fall as data for the next climb. That voice in your head, the one that keeps repeating you're not enough, that you'll never get it right, it's not truth, it's a recording made from old fears. Maybe someone once made you feel small, or maybe life taught you to expect disappointment. Over time, those messages sink in so deeply that they start sounding like your own thoughts. But thoughts aren't facts, they're habits. You can train your inner voice the same way you train your body, with repetition and intention. Each time you catch yourself thinking, I can't do this, pause and replace it with, I'm learning how. It's not denial, it's direction. The more you do this, the quieter that harsh voice becomes. Start talking to yourself the way you would talk to a friend who's struggling, patient, kind, and understanding. Self-respect begins in the privacy of your own thoughts. When you treat yourself with compassion, you stop fighting against your mind and start healing with it. Pain is often the birthplace of purpose. When everything falls apart, the job you counted on, the trust you gave, the plan you believed in, you're forced to see what truly matters. Those moments strip away illusions and reveal your strength. The question is not, why did this happen to me, but, what can this teach me? Every struggle can be recycled into wisdom that serves others. The people who change lives are often the ones who were once broken and rebuilt themselves. Take what hurt you and turn it into something that helps, write about it, speak about it, build from it. When you shift focus from pain to purpose, suffering transforms into service. You no longer feel like a victim of your story but the author of its meaning. There will be mornings when you wake up with no energy, no motivation, and no clear reason to keep going. The fire that once pushed you forward feels dim, and everything inside you whispers, not today. That's where discipline becomes your greatest ally. Discipline is the quiet strength that shows up when excitement disappears. It's not about perfection, it's about keeping small promises to yourself even when no one's watching. Taking a walk, saying a prayer, writing a few lines, showing up for work, these aren't small acts, they're proof that you're still choosing growth. Motivation depends on mood, but discipline depends on decision. Every time you act despite how you feel, you're training your mind to trust your word. Over time, that trust becomes unshakable confidence. The results may not appear overnight, but they accumulate silently, forming the foundation for your future. That's how you rise, not in bursts of inspiration, but through quiet consistency. We all have moments when we question the timing of our lives. You do the right things, you stay patient, but doors still refuse to open. It's natural to feel frustrated and wonder if life is even listening. But timing isn't punishment, it's preparation. Sometimes the delay is protecting you from something you can't yet see. Letting go of control doesn't mean giving up, it means trusting the process even when you don't understand it. You are not responsible for everything aligning perfectly, you are responsible for showing up faithfully. When you learn to move with trust instead of anxiety, peace replaces panic. Things begin to unfold in ways you couldn't have planned. Divine wisdom works quietly, aligning moments, people, and opportunities at the right time. What's meant for you won't require you to beg, rush, or lose your calm. Trusting the process allows life to surprise you with grace. When you're struggling, isolation feels like a refuge, a place where no one can judge or misunderstand you. But over time, that silence becomes heavy, turning reflection into rumination. The more you stay alone with your thoughts, the louder your fears become. Healing isn't meant to happen in hiding, it grows in healthy connection. You don't need a crowd, just the right voices around you. Surround yourself with people who speak peace, not panic, encouragement, not envy. Be intentional with what you watch, read, and listen to because your environment is constantly shaping your emotions. Choose content, habits, and company that remind you of who you're becoming, not what broke you. Healing isn't only about removing pain, it's about adding light. When you spend time with people and ideas that inspire growth, your perspective widens, your hope strengthens, and you begin to believe again. Protect your peace like it's sacred, because it is. Even when it feels like nothing is changing, your breakthrough is already in motion. Growth is rarely loud, it happens quietly in the unseen moments, the choice to try again, the decision to forgive, the strength to stay patient. Every struggle you've endured has built endurance, humility, and depth within you. You may not feel transformed yet, but your mindset is shifting, your heart is learning, and your spirit is strengthening. Progress is often invisible until suddenly it isn't. One day, what used to drain you won't affect you the same way, what once felt impossible will feel natural. That's not coincidence, that's growth. You don't have to force your breakthrough, you just have to keep showing up through the small things. Life rewards quiet perseverance. The strength you're building today is preparing you for the peace that's waiting ahead. When life feels too heavy, remember this, don't give up, your struggle is not a sign of failure, it's the proof you're still in the fight. You're not behind, you're being built. Every delay, every detour, every heartbreak, it's shaping a stronger, wiser, calmer version of you. So breathe, reset, and rise again. The world needs your story, your resilience, your light. Share your thoughts below, how are you healing today? And if this message touched you, share it forward. You never know whose breakthrough your voice might spark.